Government says a strategic investor has been found for the Commander Sugar Factory. The said investor would be brought to the facility this morning by the Trade Minister. First, the investor would be taken to the Omanhene of Commander before they head to the factory. It's been more than 3 years since the factory was shut down. Let's get more from correspondent Richard Kojo-Nyako. Good morning, Richard.
Good morning, Moha.
Well, do we know who this strategic investor is?
Well, we are yet to be told about who the strategic investor is, but we know that PricewaterhouseCoopers were in the thick of affairs in selecting the strategic investor for the Commander Sugar Factory. So currently, the minister and then his entourage just arrived at the Omanhene's palace for a short meeting. I guess they are going to reveal the strategic investor to the Omanhene of the Commander Traditional Area, Nana Kojo. Then from here, we'll proceed to the Commander Sugar Factory to see the state of affairs, and maybe the strategic investor will be handed over the facility for continuation of the project.
Do we have any idea what this strategic investor could possibly be bringing on board?
Well, the Commander Sugar Factory was established in 2016. The government secured a 35 million import-export banking. So additional 24 million facility was said to have also been set aside to support outgoer scheme. But ever since the commissioning of the factory about 3 years ago, first of all, the factory, after its commissioning, was almost immediately shut down after 3 weeks of operation. And ever since that period, that was in mid-2016, ever since that period, the facility is yet to see life, is yet to see some kind of activity going on there. It's sparked a lot of concern from residents who have been chastising government and the previous administration why they should be toiled with like that, because they first of all told them that it was going to bring jobs and the other things, but now it's been lying idle. So the announcement is bringing some kind of hope. Just gone by, some of the residents were discussing that they should hurry up and do that thing because the president is being chastised by the people in the community. So that is the background to the story. And so the announcement of the strategic investor will sort of bring hope and life back to the Commander Sugar Factory, which was brought about to, help reduce our importation of sugar into the country.
And Richard, you have absolutely no idea, no clues about who this investor is?
Well, they are just getting down from their vehicles and heading to the Omanhene's palace. In a short while, I'm sure the name would be announced to the Omanhene of the Commander Traditional Area, and that is where we will have a clue as to who this strategic investor is, whether it's a foreign investor or a Ghanaian-based investor. We would know in a short while. But now we don't have a clue as to what really is going to transpire as regarding the name of who the strategic investor is.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Richard. As soon as you know, please do let us know, because we're very interested as well. Thank you very much for that. And moving on, a violent windstorm has wreaked extensive havoc to several properties in the eastern regional town of Somanya. The Monday afternoon storm ripped off roofs and destroyed a commercial building housing the Somanya branch of the Barclays Bank. Cars belonging to the staff of the bank, Yellow Star, AGT Microfinance were all dented. Homes were also not spared. The Yellow Krobo Municipal Director of NADMO, Michael Jackson Bruku, confirmed that 5 persons sustained minor injuries but were treated and discharged at the Somanya Polyclinic.
We had a distress call that the road from Okume to Somanya has been blocked by a windstorm that affects a tree which serves as a windbreak. So NADMO, Ghana Fire Service, and then the Ghana Police Service, we are here now trying to salvage the 3 members from the road just to make the place very accessible. So this is what is ongoing now. Yes,
so have you recorded any casualties?
Yes, there were some casualties. So they have been rushed to the Somanya Polyclinic for treatment.
And what kind of relief are you bringing to those people?
For now, we are now going to do the assessment of the affected building and persons. So we are NADMO and the Ghana National Fire Service and the police are here just to make the road accessible, after which we'll start with the assessment immediately.
Okay. But can you tell us what exactly happened? I mean, the wind and the rains, I mean, how happened?
It was just a 20 minutes of rainfall, and it came with a heavy windstorm. And this windstorm have to affect a lot of properties and buildings within the Somanya area.
And so this happened yesterday, and we will be getting an update shortly. But before that, let's listen to some of the affected persons recount what happened to them.
We were in town when there was a thunderstorm. There was a roof. We came from nowhere and then came to hit our building and then damaged our building completely. The roof and then the wall around the upstairs have been broken. Everything has been broken. We were lucky. Nobody got injured. But there are stores under the building. Their wares have been damaged. All their wares have been damaged.
Going live to the eastern region to speak to Kofi Sian, who is our correspondent, because we understand that more than half of the town was plunged into darkness as a result of the disaster. Kofi, good morning.
Hello.
Hi, Kofi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the latest on this development?
Okay, so the latest is that the Deputy Eastern Regional Minister and some government officials are currently in the town to find for themselves the extent of damage in this area. As you can hear from the background, there is some work ongoing here to clear the debris from where the thing was affected. And as I speak to you also, the Deputy Eastern Regional Minister, the former Minister of Finance, Honorable Seksekwe, he is also in this area, and a few other government officials to also find out for themselves what is happening. He was actually also affected in this disaster. I'm here currently in the midst of some of the victims. I would want to speak to them to find out from them exactly how they are feeling. Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, so tell us what happened yesterday.
My name is Emmanuel. I'm from Somanya. Currently, I have a shop. That's the mobile money and the food shop. So yesterday, I was in the shop when the rain started. So when the rain started, there was a lot of wind. And then there was a tree behind my shop. So the tree has uprooted from the soil. So it fell on one of the containers beside my shop. So that's all that has happened yesterday.
Okay, so how are you affected? Are you doing business?
No, currently I have closed my shop. All the shops that is affected, all of us, we have closed our shop. We are not working.
Okay, so do you use electricity
Yes.
in your shop?
Yes.
Okay, so you are not able to use electricity.
Yes. It fell on some of the main lines. So right now we don't have light. We are not working. Even you have a block factory here. They are not also working. All the shops here are not working.
Are you making any appeal?
Yes, I want to make an appeal to the government that should come to our aid, because our things that have spoiled. We need a lot of help. Right now, our containers are in the mess. We don't have anything right now, so we want them to let the NADMO come to our aid so that they can do something for us. That's what we are appealing to the government.
Okay, thank you very much. There is another man also here. He is also a victim of this disaster. Let me speak to him briefly. Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, so how were you affected?
My name is Erica Peku. Yesterday, when the rain started, in fact, I was preparing to go to the runabout for something. And then I joined a taxi. So when I returned, I saw that a tree behind the workshop, that is where we all sit when there is sunshine. So in fact, that tree is a certain tree that has got a root, proper root. The root is just on the surface. And this tree has been planted for about 20 years now. So it has got a weight. But because of the wind blow, it fell on my container, which damaged it drastically. I don't think I can repair it again. So we are appealing to you to help us so that we will be able to get our things back.
Okay, apart from this appeal, what are you doing yourself? How are you coping?
Well, the business are not going on because all of our lights, the poles are broken. We are yet to, we brought them back for us.
Okay, thank you very much. So, anymore, you heard some of the victims here in Somanya telling us how they are affected as a result of yesterday's disaster.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us, Kofi, with that one.